Today I'm going to show you how to fix your seatbelt buckle, which causes your airbag light to come on and give the code 9-3. This is from a 2001 Honda Civic, and as you can see, the airbag light is on, and it's a common problem in these years, 2001, 2005, and it's usually the driver's side seatbelt buckle, and I'm going to show you how to check if it's that and how to fix it. Some of the necessary tools will be some contact and head cleaner you can get from your local The Source or Radio Shack store, a small knife, sharp knife, a T10 Torx with the safety hole in the middle for the safety screws on the seatbelt buckle. Not sure if you can see that well. And either a paper clip or two wires about a couple feet long, and a can of dust off air spray, which can come in handy to clean the inside of the seatbelt buckle. One way to do a quick check to see if the seatbelt buckle is actually the issue is you'll notice now with the key in the run position you have the seatbelt light turned on, and if I clip in the seatbelt it should turn off. If I take it back out it turns on, and if you try this several times, sometimes it will remain turned off, like now. So the light is off, and as you can see the seatbelt is not installed, and if you wiggle it around and hit it a bit it comes on again, so the problem is most likely the switch inside the seatbelt buckle, and it basically has to be opened up and cleaned up, and then it will work again. Now, even if the seatbelt light seems to work fine, it doesn't mean there's no problem there, because if it malfunctions once it'll turn on your airbag light, and the light will stay on even if it continues to work properly after that. So what you need to do is you need to read the code for the airbag light, and to do that you're going to use your paper clip, and you're going to put the paper clip from the pin 1 from the top right to pin 4 from the right on the bottom of your diagnostic connector. And by the way, do this at your own risk. I'm not responsible if you damage your fingers or your car. Make sure you stick it in the right holes. Once that's in there, you can see basically turn on the key. The airbag light will come on, and then it'll turn off, and then you have to count the blinks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 1, 2, 3. So that's code 9-3, and if you look up that code, if you can look this up on Google, you'll basically see that code 9-3 is a faulty driver's seatbelt buckle switch. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. First, you want to make sure you turn off your key and remove the paper clip that you put in your connector. Then you're going to use your Torx screwdriver and remove the 2 screws on the side of the seatbelt buckle right there. Make sure not to drop them between the seat and the console. Once the screws are removed, the cap basically comes off like that, and you can see the little micro switch right here. If I can get a better angle. You're probably going to have to remove the other side as well. It pulls out like that. Just make sure that the red release button here, you can see that it can move. Make sure that doesn't come off because there's some springs inside, and they're a bit of a pain to put back in if you pop them out. You can take your can of compressed air, clean it a bit in there, and you can see the switch right there. We'll zoom in. And this is basically the switch that tells if your seatbelt is on or not. So basically, if you put the seatbelt on, if I zoom out, you put the seatbelt in, it does that, and you push the button, it comes out. So this is the problem right there. If the computer doesn't know if you have your seatbelt on, then it doesn't know if it has to deploy the airbags. So we're going to clean that switch the best we can. So basically we're going to have to cut open or remove the little red rubber that you see there, and there is a plastic pin right here. Make sure you don't cut this pin because that has to be there for the switch to work. But we're going to take out the little rubber so we can spray some contact cleaner inside. Now, I realize this leaves the switch more vulnerable for contamination, but the switch is useless the way it is now. So, the other option is to replace the whole assembly, which is quite expensive at the dealership. You got to make sure also that you don't break this this metal lever. Don't bend it up because it's not supposed to bend up. It only goes down. Now that the little rubber is gone, you can see even if there's a little bit left, it doesn't matter as long as you get a clear view of the center pin. What you're going to do is take your contact cleaner and basically spray inside the switch. This is pretty much your only opening to the switch. Contact cleaner is basically alcohol in the spray can. So you want to spray some in and then work the switch and spray more of it and then work. You can do this for a while till you get bored, like 10 times or so. You want to make sure you get as much of it as possible because you don't want it to break down again 2 days later. And this will basically clean up the contacts inside the switch. Once you've cleaned the switch, you can check that when you press on it, every time that you press on it, that your seatbelt light actually follows along. So like if I press, release, you can basically play with it. Make sure it's working perfectly. If it's not, it's going to turn on your airbag light again. So make sure everything is good in here. And then once that's fixed, you'll want to close up your seatbelt buckle again. Again, make sure that the red release button doesn't come off. So just put the covers back on, and then you're going to have to clear the airbag light codes because it won't clear by itself. When you're putting your seatbelt cover back on, make sure that these bottom clips right here go on the bottom of the black plastic. You have to put the top first and then make sure that the plastic is actually inside the seatbelt buckle. Like so. And then you can put the other side back and put the two screws. In order to turn off the airbag light, you're going to have to remove this cover on the bottom. So just turn these two knobs, and you might have to raise your steering wheel as well. Once that's off, look in your fuse box, and you're going to see a yellow connector there. Just take the connector out. There's a clip on top. Press down on the clip and pull it out. Basically looks like that. Here you can use a paper clip, which works quite well. You basically put the paper clip into the two pins, shorting them together. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the two wires though, just so you can see what I'm doing while I film the light, the airbag light. So basically, stick the two wires like that. Just like that. I don't know if you can see there, yeah. What you're going to do then, which this works with the paper clip as well, like I said, but you're going to short it together, hold it like that, turn on the key. Once the airbag light turns off, you're going to separate them, it turns on again, short it again, and it turns off, separate it again, then it blinks, and you can turn your key off and then turn it on again. Start the car if you want. And no more airbag light. And if you put your seatbelt, it should turn off the seatbelt light as well. There we go.